Lewis Hamilton, Formula E chief predicts Mercedes contract plan and makes extreme E wish. Lewis Hamilton is expected to extend his current contract with Mercedes beyond 2020, according to Alejandro Agag. The Formula E and Extreme E chief has speculated that five-time world champion Hamilton will look to prolong his career in the top tier of motorsport beyond the end of his current deal. Hamilton is currently 2 titles off Michael Schumacher's all-time record and is widely backed to surpass the German great, although his Mercedes contract expires at the end of the 2020 season. When asked about the possibility of the Brit driving in Extreme E, Agag said, "I would welcome him anywhere. I think he would probably renew with Mercedes for another season, after 2020. But if he gets tired of F1, he should go extreme." Speaking at the official launch of Extreme E on the RMS St. Helena, Agag revealed that the new SUV championship will travel to inhospitable parts of the planet most affected by climate change in order to demonstrate the value of eco-friendly technology. Hamilton is a well-known philanthropist and would be invaluable to the fledgling championship in raising the profile of the series. "He does care about the planet. I follow Lewis, I follow all his social media. I wish I knew him better," said Agag. "He's not one of the drivers who drove for me in GP2. When I was in GP2 he was driving for ART, but I think he is incredible. A great character himself, and what can I say, I wish he would drive Extreme E. It's on my Christmas list." Hamilton heads into the 2019 F1 season as favorite to scoop another title, with the 34-year-old having won 4 of the past 5 drivers' championships. There has been speculation about the Mercedes star retiring at the end of his current deal with the Silver Arrows, or the new Extreme E concept aims to hold its first race in January 2021, with 5 rounds consisting of head-to-head knockout races making up a season. The action will not be broadcast live, but instead presented as a docusport in 10 episodes overseen by creative director Fisher Stevens. Each event will take 4 or 5 days to complete. With Next news: Mick Schumacher exposes fake pictures of him and father Michael. Formula 2 driver Mick Schumacher has revealed a lot of pictures of his father Michael Schumacher, and Mick has a small child actually aren't him, as he urges the people who post them to delete those pictures. The son of the 7-time F1 champion has enormous boots to fill as he heads into Formula 2 this year. The 19-year-old won the Formula 3 championship in 2018, beating Red Bull Racing youth driver Daniel Ticktum to it. Schumacher took to social media to reveal nor he or his sister Gina are in most of the pictures that circulate the internet. Next news: Verstappen will question Red Bull if no F1 title push in 2019. Max Verstappen will start to ask questions about his F1 future if he is unable to challenge for the 2019 title with Red Bull, reckons Jenson Button. Jenson Button believes it is imperative for Max Verstappen's career that Red Bull produces a car good enough for him to fight for the Formula 1 World Championship in 2019. Red Bull has ended its long-term partnership with Renault in favor of a switch to Honda power units for the upcoming campaign, having been convinced by the improvements the Japanese manufacturer has made with its sister squad Toro Rosso during 2018. 5-time Grand Prix winner Verstappen bounced back from a crash-strewn start to last season to end the year by scoring the most points of any driver except world champion Lewis Hamilton, with the Dutchman racking up 2 victories in Austria and Mexico. Verstappen will question Red Bull if no F1 title push in 2019, but Max Verstappen will start to ask questions about his F1 future if he is unable to challenge for the 2019 title with Red Bull, reckons Jenson Button. Jenson Button believes it is imperative for Max Verstappen's career that Red Bull produces a car good enough for him to fight for the Formula One World Championship in 2019. Red Bull has ended its long-term partnership with Renault in favor of a switch to Honda power units for the upcoming campaign, having been convinced by the improvements the Japanese manufacturers has made with its sister squad Toro Rosso during 2018. Five-time Grand Prix winner Verstappen bounced back from a crash-strewn start to last season to end the year by scoring the most points of any driver except world champion Lewis Hamilton, with the Dutchman racking up 2 victories in Austria and Mexico. New Sky Sports F1 pundit and 2009 F1 world champion Button reckons Verstappen will begin to ask questions about his future if Red Bull's gamble with Honda fails to pay off. It's tricky with Max. He's always moving forward and he's always looking for something else. He jumps into a Red Bull and wins his first race, Button told Sky Sports. This year is a really important year for him to keep it moving. He has to be fighting for the championship, or I think he's going to start asking questions about where he should be in the future. The 21-year-old will spearhead Red Bull's challenge in 2019 following Daniel Ricciardo's shock departure to join Renault. Verstappen will instead be partnered at Red Bull by Pierre Gasly, who has been promoted from Toro Rosso, and Button is backing the 2016 GP2 champion to be an instant hit. He has a new teammate in Pierre Gasly, who I rate very highly, and he's still very young in the sport, Button said. He's a good kid and I think he will fit very well into the Red Bull family at the top level. Next news: Ricciardo has no regrets after swapping Red Bull for Renault. Daniel Ricciardo says he departed Red Bull with no regrets over his 5 years on the team as he gears up for the 2019 campaign with his new employers Renault. The Australian has previously expressed frustration at Red Bull's fall from F1's dominant team immediately after his arrival. When Ricciardo was promoted from Toro Rosso in 2013, he entered a team that had won the drivers' and constructors' titles in each of the past 4 seasons with Sebastian Vettel. Although the Australian ruffled Vettel's feathers, winning 3 races in his debut campaign, Red Bull are yet to return to their former glories, and Ricciardo's 7 Grand Prix wins in 5 years might represent a disappointing total. However, as he embarks on a new venture with Renault, themselves looking to break into the fight for honors, he will only look back on his Red Bull stint fondly. "No, I wouldn't say any regrets," Ricciardo told Racer. "Not at all actually. I guess as well I never really had many other options anyway, so it's not like I could have signed with Mercedes 2 years ago and I didn't want to or whatever. For sure I look at last year and 2015, there's been some frustrating years for sure, but I'm always happy with the way I approach it. I don't look back and say, if I would have worked harder then I wouldn't be in this position and I would have made things better for myself. I don't ever feel like I've cheated myself, if you know what I mean, and some of my best weekends have been when I've been more chilled about it and less intense. But I think I've found a balance, so no regrets." Thank you for watching the video. Be sure to share and subscribe to your channel to get the latest sports news around the world. Wished health and success. Goodbye.